this video, I'm going to share with you my successful strategies and try to teach you what I've been doing and how I maximize my points in my squad battles matches. So that way you can go out, try these. Hopefully it improves your chances of getting higher up the leaderboards and getting some of those rewards that we all covet. I'm going to show you with diagrams. Oh yeah, we got those. And actual clips of me playing a squad battle game. So stay tuned. So why do squad battles? You might ask. Obviously, it's packs, packs, packs. You know, the higher up you are, the better the rewards. You'll get coins. You'll get bigger packs, more of them. We all love that RNG feeling of opening up a pack, getting that big. At this point, an 86 or above would be huge. It's worth money to you in your game. It's worth quality for your lines. Briefly, aside from those rewards, I find there's some other reasons you're going to want to play these if you aren't already, which I assume you probably are. It gives you a way, without more sweating, to develop a style in this game. You find, where you should be shooting, where you should be passing, how to find that open guy, get a cycle, you get more feel, because the computer obviously can bump you off the puck like that compared to a real human where you can kind of make some moves. So it really helps you. These are maybe the best way to warm up. You get a feel for the game, and then you go and start playing your humankind after this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say you watch this, you're going to be top 100. Lots of those guys are actually the same guy, or 50 or so guys or 75 guys that are playing it on one account, rinse and repeat, and doing it on another account, usually on the same Xbox Live. You know how they do duplicates and they trade rewards and coins between the two accounts to their main. So you'll encounter that. That's the top 100. Those guys are maxing out every game. They're not making mistakes, and they're doing it over and over again. But what I'm doing is getting into the elite rounds with really at most an hour a day or an hour or 90 minutes every other day, hammering them all on the weekends. It doesn't take that much time, and you get big rewards, and it gives you a huge jump at this point in the game in building your squad. So how do you score? In squad battles, the scoring is very simple. The higher the difficulty, the more points you can maximize and make in a win. I've heard people say score, and the perfect score is 5-0. Don't worry about 5-0. Don't play and get to 5-0 and stop, especially when you're going to want to play all these games in Superstar, just because that ceiling of points is a lot higher. Score as many as you can, give up as few as you can. That's the threshold. There's no worrying about a magic score and then you can puck rag, because in Superstar it's not going to happen. Another reason I say that is if you're in Superstar, the computer's going to score crappy goals on you. And it happens. And it's up to you if you care about that extra couple hundred points that you could be getting. If you're looking to be top 100, you're going to need to replay that if you give up a goal. If not, just take what you can. Get as many points and goals as you can. Give up as few as you can and move on to the next challenges. So let's get to the meat of this video. But first, I want to lay some ground rules in these squad battles. I've already emphasized you want to play Superstar because you can get a lot more points per game. It takes less time, and you get into the elite rounds really with just a couple games every other day. Weekends, do your 4 and do the catch-ups, and you're there. It doesn't really take that much time for the rewards you're going to get. What are these ground rules? First things first, most important thing is these are AI. Your teammates are AI. The opponent is AI. So what they do is 100% predictable. They're going to respond every time to the same stimuli, the same exact way. So you skate here, they're going to skate a particular way and respond. Use that both for your own team and for who you're playing against, for the computer. You could use it to your advantage. Once you master it, these things become a cakewalk. The squad battles, you can walk through them fairly blindly. First thing, I want to share with you the strategies I have my team set Granted, my team's at 84 overall. You're going to want to set these, especially when you're playing these. I mean, I've just found this to be a good mixed setup. You'll see I'm changing a little bit here. Just some offensive things, but protect that net. Clog those shooting lanes, and you could really take away also, if you're protecting the net, those one-timers that come across the crease. You have the offensive zone, you have the neutral zone, you have the defensive zone. I'm going to start with what I feel is the start of every game, the neutral zone, where the puck drops. That's where most of the transition play happens. That's where most mistakes are made that give up goals or score you goals. So let's talk about the neutral zone and what you should be doing in Superstar. Hopefully John Tortorella doesn't steal this idea, but this is what I would describe as my style on how I approach squad battles. As you can see with my cursor here, the big yellow block, that's going through the opponent's defensive zone into the neutral zone, ultimately coming to my zone. The center of the ice. I want to command the center of the ice. If I have a forward and I give up the puck, I'm trying to get to the center, and you're going to force the computer, into these outlets. They're going to make an outlet pass into their neutral zone along the boards. If you don't stay in the center, they're going to come into the center. If they come into the center, they're going to shoot, there's going to be rebounds, and they're going to be there in Superstar mode to pick them up and score. Otherwise, they're going to come with force and try to pass through here. They might still try to pass from the outside, but as you'll see in my clip, if you control the center of the ice, you keep them in one of these channels along the boards, the tendency of the AI every time, they'll skate down low. If they can't pass into the center and you're controlling the center of the ice, they loop back up, they wait for the D-man to get to the point, they'll pass to the point. From then on, you're going to control what is your slot area. Keep the puck, they won't try to force it down low unless you let them go down low. And they won't try to force it to the center unless you let them drive the center. They'll keep it at their point, they'll pass point to point. And that segues into another thing I want to talk about. As much as possible, let your own AI control your defenseman. Your defenseman will protect your net in the strategies I have set. They will pick up loose pucks. They'll be in the perfect spot to block shots. So just so we're 100% clear, as much as possible, use a forward when you turn the puck over, when the computer has it, to stay in the center of the ice. I don't care if it's your center, your winger. I mean, keep that center. Force those guys to the outside. You'll find your computer, both the wingers and the AI-controlled defensemen, they'll pick up and intercept passes, they'll block shots, and most importantly, when you eventually see an opportunity to take the puck back, they're in perfect position. That when you switch, you're right there, you get it, you're out of your zone, you're on the attack again. The last thing I want to talk about in the neutral zone is what I'll call almost the zone wall. I don't know if it's an intended program feature. If you get in front of the computer who's on a rush, typically you're going to have your men back, your defensemen. You know, it's not going to be an odd man advantage on the computer's part. If you post them at the blue line here, what I have in the black, I tried to keep the face-off dots so you kind of had some sort of perspective. The computer won't try to punch through you like a human player will. They'll cycle back and wait for an opening. So if you ever need a reset, you get stuck in a line change or something, you stay in front of these computers. They're going to either pass it back to the defenseman again, kind of like they do in the zone, or they're going to just skate. There's no opening. They'll skate back and they'll loop it back. So you can kind of reset the play and keep that control as you see fit. After the neutral zone, let's pretend the computer get in our zone. I obviously don't have this marked up because there's no real change in the strategy from what I've just said about the neutral zone. I'm coming in, controlling a winger. My defensemen in my strategies are posting up in front of the net. That's naturally clogging any one-timers coming through the slot or the high crease. it forces the puck out to the points, and again, I'm just staying in a circle. My guys are collapsing in the slot. It's protecting the net. The computer is typically trying to make passes like where my cursor is, trying to crack that nut and get in front of the net to lay a shot. 9 times out of 10, and maybe only a couple times a game, will they get shots like that, like good shots, good scoring opportunities. So they either end up taking a weak shot, or I end up intercepting a pass, or taking control of someone, laying a hit, hitting the puck, and doing a breakout. That's the way it works for me. I find it's pretty successful. I'm not going to talk about neutral zone breakouts. I use a 3-high. Mess around with those offensive strategies. You might want to do a stagger or a weak side stagger or whatever the preset is. My strategy is if there's an open man, I get him the puck. You can't take risks against the computer, or you shouldn't against anyone. So if there's an open lane, I pass. If not, I'm taking the puck as far as I can with whoever has it. If that gets me in the offensive zone, great. If not, I'm passing it to someone in a better opportunity who I feel has a better lane to get to the net, to get a shot, or to get into one of those areas where I want to make a play to get a shot and score. So let's pretend we made it in our zone. As you can see here, I've put 2 boxes. The baby blue, that's the point box. I'm typically only taking slap shots. The D to D1 timer is definitely 100% nerfed at this point from last year. It used to be so good, not so much this year. What I found, like if you have a guy, I have Dustin Bufflin, who has a heavy slap shot, you could sometimes scream one from this baby blue area into one of these corners. And I'll show you more of that with a later diagram. Other than that, I'm hoping for a rebound or something, or trying to make a better pass to get in tight. This gold, literally anyone on the ice can score a wrister in here. The tighter, the better. I usually find the sweet spot is in between the hash marks, right where my cursor is. A lot of times you'll see if I'm with a D-man, I'm trying to circle with the defender, get him chasing, and work down. There kind of is like the parting of the Red Sea. All you have is your guy and the goalie. You slam it with a wrister in one of the corners and it goes in. Happens all the time. You'll see some clips of this. Aside from those 2 boxes, you'll see I've added the green boxes. These things have been in the game since NHL 2009. They aren't as strong in HUT. The goalies, especially glove side, seem a lot stronger, but you could sometimes hit these. It's not as high percentage, but I mean, it's worth a shot if you get an open area here, and especially if the goalie's butterflied and you have an opening, take this shot because it's worth the chance. You might get a bounce. Sometimes even if you're aiming top shelf and you try to shoot, it'll shoot low and rebound across, and one of your guys can pick it up and slam one home. But take those shots as well. Here is some M's that I've drawn. What those M's actually represent are shooting lanes. I mean, if I'm in the center, I'm looking at where the goalie is and trying to get to the most amount of space and shoot that side. So it could be either side. Typically blocker side seems to be working better for me, but sometimes you beat them both ways. It doesn't matter. Left-hand shot, I'm usually shooting blocker side. Right-hand shot, I'm shooting the other side. Seems to work. Happens multiple times a game. Otherwise, if you're outside, like closer to these hash marks, I'm shooting near side every time. I don't like those cross-body shots. The goalies, especially in Superstar, are too reactive, too good at recovery that I haven't found much success in squad battles for those. Here's my last M. It is from the point. Kind of same thing. Right hand, I'm shooting this side, usually glove side. Left hand, I'm shooting this side. Or if I can't walk in on the inside, I'm taking the nearest post and taking a shot at that top shelf. So it tends to be the higher chance. It has been that way for several NHLs. It is in squad battles, obviously, as well. That brings me to a segue. I mean, you can draw diagrams all you want, but what you really need to master to score goals in squad battles and anytime you play. This game is so powerful using the protect the puck button. the game is so powerful with protect the puck and edging. I mean, skating in tight circles, you get the computer or whoever trailing you, protect the puck, circle around. You can kind of, once you get a feel for it, you herd them into out of position. So, for example, if you could see my cursor, if I'm with a point guy and they begin to pressure me, I can protect the puck, loop, cut back, loop, and now you have maybe two guys that were supposed to be covering you. They're now behind you, and you walk in, take a clear shot. You get a feel from that. I'm going to show you some clips of where I'm doing that. Once you master it, and they will adjust and do different things. And obviously, if you're playing stronger teams, it's harder to do. But you find the open guy and set that up and get that movement of these AI players, and they will move because that's what they're designed to do. You do that every time. You get to these open spots, these golden shooting opportunities. You take them. You're going to score lots of goals. That's it. Guys, here's how many points. If I hadn't given up a goal, could be looking at a 2,300, 2,400 game. Just get out there, score as many as you can. Don't give up any. You'll get more. You'll be an elite week to week and get those rewards. Go get it. Models popping bottles.